Hello, and I'd like to welcome Aidan Long to do this interview with me and say hello. How are you doing?
Hi, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
First off, tell us the history of Wired FM and how long it's been running.
Sure. Wired FM was established in 1995, and originally it was a partnership between all three third level institutions in Limerick. So it was a partnership between Mary Immaculate College, between University of Limerick and the Limerick Institute of Technology. Then later on, UL pulled out, so it was left to the two partner institutions between Mary I and LIT. So now it's run as a partnership between the two colleges, and it doesn't exist as I suppose its own entity, but it's run as a partnership. So it's jointly owned by the students from Mary Immaculate College and the Institute of Technology here in Limerick, and that includes as well the School of Art and Design and also the LIT Tipperary campuses as well. So it's funded and owned by those two institutions. I've been working at the station for the past 2 years, so I joined in August 2012, and I've been working here ever since.
Would you tell us about your own personal experiences with Wired FM and how it's benefited you on both a personal and professional level?
Sure. I started volunteering with Wired when I was a student in Mary Immaculate College. So I was a volunteer just doing a show in there like everyone else. Then there's an off-campus placement year as part of the BA degree program in Mary I. So I was lucky enough to get the opportunity to work as a studio executive in Wired FM for a semester. So that, I suppose, really got me into radio and to working in radio. So I did that for a year, went back to do my 4th year, volunteered with Wired again. I suppose after that then I got involved with radio and doing some radio documentaries for different stations and here and there. And then I went to work in a community radio station up in Mayo, so a small station up in Claremorris. So I suppose my first experience of radio was with Wired FM, like many people in college. It gave me a great background, give me an introduction to radio because I'd never thought about doing radio, so it was only just something I kind of fell into, I suppose, in college like everyone else, just thought I'd give it a go. But I suppose it set me up for a career in radio as well, and it was a fantastic experience, and learned some really great skills and made some good connections in terms of professionally, and it was a fantastic start as well. So from then, like I said, when I finished college, I went to work in another community station up in Mayo, and I spent 3 years up there working for them, and then came down here 2 years ago to work with Wired again, so it's kind of come full circle again.
What type of shows are aired on Wired FM on a daily basis?
We have a wide range of shows on Wired, so we have shows from sports shows, lots of talk shows, from sports shows to very specific talk shows. So we used to have, for example, an LGBT show, we have student affairs shows, we have current affairs shows, we have arts shows. So there's a huge range of talk shows to suit different interests. We also have a lot of music shows, so a huge variety of music shows. So every evening we broadcast specialist music shows. So it's basically genres of music that students might be interested into. So we'd have like DJs doing house music sets, we'd have people doing blues shows, classical music shows, international music shows, you name it, there's kind of something for everyone. So it's a wide range of shows, and we basically tailor our schedule to whatever volunteers come into us that year. So whatever volunteers' kind of personal interests are, we try to get them involved in a show like that. So for example, if somebody comes in who's into sports, they'll end up working on a sports show, maybe presenting it or maybe behind the scenes as well. If somebody's particularly into a genre of music, we'll team up with maybe other volunteers who are into that genre of music, or they might go on to do a show themselves. So basically it comes from the volunteers. Our schedule every year, we have a certain amount of shows that are set in stone, like the certain amount of shows that we have to have in the schedule for contractual purposes, like current affairs shows and things like that. But then other than that, all the programming is decided by whatever volunteers come into us that year. So it changes from year to year, but there's always a huge variety of programs.
Okay, I'd like to thank you for coming in today. Thank you very much, Aidan.
Thanks for having me.